I knew exactly what I wanted, I just didn't know how to get there.
Mentorship is gaining the confidence of the person whom you're going to mentor.
AHP has really opened up avenues for me to flourish as a scholar.
The AHP year was the turning point of my research as a scholar.
I seek ways for engagement with other humanists.
Break boundaries and forge ahead in humanities scholarship.
My name is Nomusa Makhubu. I'm an associate professor. So I'm based at the University of Cape Town, and currently my research interests are in African popular culture. So I was born in an industrial area called the Vaal Triangle in the township called Sebokeng. I've always been interested in questions around class and identity. So my early work was focused on my identity as a Swazi person who didn't grow up in Swaziland. I was trying to interrupt the language of, the scientific language of the colonial photograph. I had someone help me take photographs of myself projected, with the image, the colonial photograph projected onto myself. The topic of my PhD research was the fantastic subject. I was looking particularly at Nollywood video film. My first curatorial experience was with an exhibition called Fantastic, named after the PhD. I was also in the process of applying for the African Humanities program and received the funding for postdoctoral, which really helped me to then work from the curatorial project into articles. The first time you do it, you face a number of rejections. And I think once you've experienced that, so you begin to understand what it means to write a coherent but powerful article. Sometimes we get bogged down into academic language, and sometimes it paralyzes us. It paralyzes how we write, it paralyzes how we can push the boundaries, the sort of, you know, expectations and sort of rigid structures. The African Humanities program has shifted my thinking because it has brought me to the scholars in the African continent. Since getting the time to do the research through the African Humanities program, I've been able to publish over 15 articles, journal articles and book chapters, and also attend conferences. I think at the moment it's probably around 22. As a mother, it has been very difficult to balance teaching at the same time as mothering and trying to establish a research track record. And at the time that I was an AHP fellow, I could then buy out my teaching for the time that I needed to conduct the research. So the other thing that the African Humanities program has enabled me to do is to get time to supervise more postgraduate students who have in many ways produced very interesting work. And I think that has been very important because a lot of those postgrad students have now dug deeper into the archives to find the kinds of knowledges that have been omitted. Knowledges that have to do with how they are formulating their identities within the sort of big city spaces. African cities are very generative. You know, there's so many ironies, the wealth, the poverty, these things are sitting side by side. The devastation, but also the creative potential that's coming out of it. There's so much that's there that I think makes them such a rich area of study. I have come on board as a reviewer and assessor, so assessing applications for the selection of other fellows. There are many things that I care about now. That has also come from the other fellows on the AHP program. And of course, many of them have to do with othering. And that othering is racial, that othering is also xenophobic, is gendered. And those are things that I think over the years I've come to care for more because I understand them more now than I did then. I've also come on board as a mentor responding to other people's draft chapters or articles. I was very fortunate to be one of the 4 presidential fellows, and those networks have been very useful to me. People I met, people who I deeply respect, whose scholarship I look up to, broadening my scholarship beyond South African borders, trying to strengthen the links across the continent.